ibigay ko lang sa kanya yung OTP. Hello, my name is John, and if you're new here, which you probably are, I post weekly videos on personal finance, self-development, and investing. So if that's something that you're interested in, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so that you're updated with the new content which is put out. Today, I'll be sharing with you a scamming incident that happened to me very recently. It's very timely since usage of credit cards and financial technology or fintech is increased given that we are driven home due to the pandemic. Ayan, upcoming pa naman yung Lazada 11.11, Shopee free shipping pa more. So, I hope that by sharing this, you'll learn from my mistakes and hopefully you don't fall victims to scams and frauds. So as a brief background, I received this call from someone claiming to be from the bank I have accounts with. I was able to record it since I really do habitually record marketing calls. Minsan, tinatamad na akong magsulat ng notes, so nire-record ko na lang and then binabalikan ko na lang siya later on. But enough with the preamble, I'll let you listen to the recording muna. I'll also listen to the recording so that I can make some notes and comments here and there.
Good afternoon. Calling from Citibank Head Office here in Metro Manila.
Okay.
Sir, confirm ko lang kung wala naman problem or any hassle sa paggamit ng card natin.
Wala naman.
That's
Okay
good to hear. Confirm ko lang din, sir, kung wala namang problem pagdating sa pag-deliver ng statement of account, billing statements, on time naman itong dumarating, sir.
I requested it to view it na lang online eh. Pinasuppress ko na yung
Okay.
paper.
Sir, so by the way, the very reason of this call kasi, sir, is to waive the annual fee for a lifetime and also increase the credit limit and reduce the credit card into a dual EMB check. Okay?
Okay. For which card is this? Okay, so several things that are going on in my mind here. Number one, aminin ko, interested naman ako dun sa annual fee waiver. I'm someone who has never paid for a credit card's annual fee. I've always asked to have my credit card's fee waived every single year. Now, thankfully, nagagrant naman yung request ko, but admittedly, medyo hassle siya na every year kailangan mong tumawag and then you'll also hope na yung spend mo is within the threshold na i-allow nila para mag-waive ng annual fee. Now, did I find this offer out of the ordinary? Honestly, hindi. I'm someone who is in good standing with all my banks. I always pay my credit card dues full every month, and I always get marketing calls from banks offering me different types of promotions or loans whose interest rates are below market rates. The second thing that came into my head when I received this is the fact that Citi is restructuring their rewards program by December 2020. And when I received this email, it made me think of looking into other banks because the Citi credit card that I have is one of my primary credit cards. However, the restructuring program, in my opinion, will make the Citi rewards program a bit inferior. So I'm looking into other things na. So to me, them calling me up, someone who is probably like a good client, I would think that they would want to keep me. And one of the ways that they could keep me as a client is if they offer me annual fee waiver for life. So parang to me, when I got that information, parang sabi ko, okay, that makes sense. Na since you are doing this one thing, you are offering another thing in return. So, to encourage your clients to stay with you. Now, when I ask for which card is this, I actually know which card it is. Kasi the other card that I have is already na-fall or no annual fee for life na talaga siya. So, that was me testing the agent. Parang I maintain a degree of skepticism whenever I receive inbound calls. So, it was me asking them, parang, okay, you have to answer me this correctly. If not, then may problema tayo kasi iba na yung information na binibigay mo. As someone who works in the financial industry, I am very aware that there are fraud schemes, there are scam schemes. So, these things, medyo familiar naman ako with it. So, let's listen further and see kung ano mangyari.
Yung yung ano po natin, sir, yung 'di ba po may rewards. Yung isa po after ng rewards, yung Premier Miles.
Okay. So you can actually hear there that I didn't give the detail na meron akong Premier Miles card. I mentioned na I keep guarded when I receive inbound calls, but given the fact na binigay niya sa akin yung information na yan, syempre medyo nag-lower yung guard ko. Of course, I won't give them my 16-digit credit card number. I won't give them my date of expiry, but let's listen further.
Or okay?
Okay. I'll probably beep this information, but what he said was the first 8 digits of my old credit card. Now, pina-block ko na yung old credit card na yun. But for the sake of security na rin, I decided to censor all the account details which will be mentioned. But take note that all of the information he is saying is accurate. Memorize ko din yung account numbers ko and tama yung mga sinasabi niyang details. Let's keep listening.
099. Do you have it with you, sir?
I think so. Wait lang.
Sige po.
Do you need it? For what?
Yes, sir. To validate lang po, sir.
Wait lang. Anong info
Sige lang
ang
po.
kailangan ninyo? When I asked anong info kailangan mo, that wasn't me readily offering my information. Again, this is me testing pa. Tinetest ko din siya, like, anong info kailangan mo? Like, do you need my credit card expiry number? Do you need my CVC? You didn't hear it because I'll bleep it, but he mentioned the 16-digit credit card number. So, medyo weird na siya. But I guess if he is someone from the bank, he will know that.
Yun po, yung kung tama yung 8799 yung dulo, sir.
Yes, yung 8799 yung dulo. Ayan, so alam niya nga kung ano yung dulo. Or alam niya yung credit card number ko.
Okay, expiry date yan, sir, is tama po. 90 po ito yun.
Nag-ano na ako, parang pinalitan na siya. Ay, hindi pa ata. Oo, hindi pa pinapalitan.
Paki-check, sir.
Yeah, oo. Correct.
Oh.
Oo. You can hear here that he knew my credit card expiry date without me telling him. Another factor that I think made the offer real was the fact that my credit card is expiring very early next year. So to me, that makes sense na, okay, pa-expire naman na yung card ko, then palitan na lang nila. You also mentioned me earlier na nagsasabi, no, pinalitan na nila. Because most of my credit cards were replaced earlier this year. So nag-renew na ako ng karamihan ng cards ko. Itong particular card na to, medyo later ko siya nakuha. So medyo later din yung renewal niya. That was me confusing lang the other cards na na-replace na with this particular card. Let's listen on.
Okay, sir. Do you have a pen and paper with you po?
Yeah. Anong info?
Yes, sir. Ibibigay ko po yung bagong expiry date and bagong batch po, sir.
Okay. Sorry, medyo maingay kasi nag-move ako to get my laptop and then nag-full blast yung electric fan sa akin. So, see here, nag-offer siya to give me the new details of the credit card that he was referring to, no? So, this was actually very irregular because in my experience, you only get this information once you receive the card in the mail. So, pag binuksan mo yung letter, dun mo na lang siya makikita. So, this is very irregular, but I don't know why hindi siya nag-register sa akin. But to be fair, pwede naman na nagpalit sila ng process. One thing na I'm using to justify is tumawag siya around 5:45, which is nearing the end of my shift at work. So, siguro medyo sabaw na rin ako. And aminin ko na, medyo naging interested din talaga ako dun sa annual fee for life na waiver. So, yun, baka kaya hindi nag-register yung irregularity sa akin. And at this point, parang wala pa naman siyang hihing information sa akin. So, okay lang. Sige, magbigay ka ng number. Okay lang. Ililista ko yan. Pero wala pa naman akong pinoprovide sa'yo. Kasi remember, everything that he mentioned, siya lang naman nagsabi. Hindi naman ako nagsasabi ng anong information.
Are you ready? Bagong expiry date ng card, sir, will be 10/2026. And then yung bagong batch code, sir, is 905. Yan po yung nakalagay sa gilid ng firma natin, sir, ng card.
Okay.
Also known as the card verification check, okay?
Yung CVC.
So,
Yung sa
yes
likod.
po.
Okay.
Yan po yung
Hindi pa ako
silbing,
nakaka-receive ng new card. That's what I said, no? So, this isn't the regular bank process. Kasi yung regular bank process, kahit mawala mo yung credit card mo or mag-expire yung credit card mo, papalitan ka nila. At hindi nila i-mention over the phone yung mga details na yon.
yes, sir. Tama po.
Okay. Will this be sent to me?
Will be sent within 5 to 7 banking days, sir.
Okay. Sige.
So, magsisend lang po ako, sir. Okay lang po ba i-deactivate yung card within 2 hours?
Right now na. And then, kailan siya
Yes, po.
ma-reactivate?
Within 2 hours po.
2 hours din. Okay.
Yes,
Sige.
po. Sir, confirm ko lang po yung batch code natin currently para masendan ko na po kayo ng deactivation code, waiving of annual fee code, and also increase of the credit limit code, sir.
Ano yung batch code?
Yung 905 na binigay ko, sir, is yung bagong batch code.
Okay. Ayan, yan yung biggest mistake ko. So, we have a lot of things to unpack here and para siguro mag-try din ako mag-explain para hindi rin ako masyadong i-judge kung bakit ko ginawa yun. I'll give it to the caller, medyo magaling siya. So from the very start, he was very professional sounding and he does seem like he's one of those people na who works in that particular industry. He has the same nuances of a call center agent and he also has the nuances of a Citibank call center agent. I think he also used some psychology techniques on me. The first one, I thought was called foot in the door, pero parang hindi pala. So, I tried to do a bit of research and yung pinaka-closest ko nang nakita is parang the concept of reciprocity. So, yeah, medyo fancy siguro siya. Pero to me, parang what that means is tit for tat siya. So remember, nagbigay siya ng code sa akin eh. And also, he was offering annual fee waivers, credit limit increase, new card na may added security. Tapos, he offered these numbers. That actually disarmed me. Okay, binigay niya and given na alam niya naman yung ibang information ko, binigay ko na rin sa kanya without me actually realizing yung CVC ko, which we know naman na hindi dapat natin sinishare kahit kanino. Second thing, I'm not sure if you noticed, but he never referred to CVC as CVC. Diba? Tinawag niyang batch code. He called it the number code, which is beside the signature sa likod ng card mo. And he also called it card verification check. But he never called it CVC. Why? To me, I think kasi yung CVC, medyo triggered word siya, diba? Parang pag na-mention ng CVC, okay, this is something na secret or this is something na private. You don't have to share this. So when I asked him, ano yung batch code? Ang sabi niya, the new code is 905. What is your current? He didn't say na CVC yung kailangan ko from you. So that really disarmed me and then yun, binigay ko sa kanya yung code ko. So let's listen further.
Wait, sa current?
Parang, oo.
Paki-check po. Double check niyo po, sir, para hindi tayo magkamali sa system.
Wait lang.
Double check ko rin dito, sir.
Wait lang, let me look
Sige
for
lang po.
my
Take your time, sir. Sorry for, streaming niyo, sir.
So, memorize ko actually yung credit card details ko sa kaka-online shopping. In here, you hear that he wants me to double check yung credit card details ko. Why? Because kung mali yung nabigay ko sa kanya, I will receive an SMS alert na failure yung usage dun sa card ko. So, mananotify ako. Ayaw niya mangyari yun. So, he's asking me to double check kung tama ba yung information na nabigay ko. Now, yung succeeding recording is medyo meaty na yung laman niya. So, I'll let you listen to it muna until the end. And later on na ako magbibigay ng notes and comments ko. Yeah. Yung ano.
Thank you, sir. By the way, i-send ko po yung waiving of annual fee right now for the first confirmation number, okay? Hold ko lang yung line, huwag niyo po ibababa. So, I'll be here within the line po. And recorded yung line, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. One moment lang po. Hello, sir. Thank you for patiently waiting. Sir,
Hello?
hello po. Yes po. Confirm ko lang kung magkano yung credit limit na i-ano namin sa inyo, sir. Na i
Right
na
now,
i Yes po.
I think, oo.
Okay po. Sa out of our sir, magkano na po yung na credit niyo po?
Now, parang
Yes po.
2,000 na lang yung ano niyan.
Parang 2,000 na lang po yung
Yung limit
balance
niya
niya, sir.
na. Oo. Kasi
Okay,
ano
sir.
ko pay all ba yon or pay light?
Okay. Nag-pay all kayo. Sir, by the way, di ba meron tayong ano? Saan kayo nag-pay all, sir? Sa Lazada?
Hindi. Sa rent namin.
Rent. Okay,
Oo.
sorry.
Pay
Alright,
all
sir.
ba tawag?
So,
Basta yung,
by the way, opo.
oo.
May
Wire
rewards
transfer
card
to
tayo,
bank.
sir, no? Tama?
Oo.
Opo. Do you have the rewards card with you, sir? By the way, nag-send ako sir, confirmation number. Paki-check po.
Sa SMS.
Yes, ma'am. SMS.
Yeah, I have.
6 digits reference code lang po yung marireceive nila, sir. Andiyan na po yan, sir, by the way.
Ano to? Bakit ka nag-a-ask ng OTP at Lazada?
Ano po yan, sir? Advertisement namin to waive the annual fee. Magkano po yung nakalagay na amount dyan, sir? Ayan po kasi endorsement natin.
5,000.
5,000. Yan po yung nag-waive na annual fee. First annual fee po yan for this year.
Saka di ba ba't ka nag-a-ask ng OTP? Di ba ang sinasabi
OTPs
nila? Oo, di ba ang
it's
sabi nila, they
confirmation.
will never, a city
Yes.
executive will never ask for an OTP?
Yes, we will never ask for an OTP, sir, kapag ang transaction is for for billing purposes or statement for replacement of the credit card kasi, sir, kailangan siya in waiving of annual fee.
Okay lang, wag na. I'm not comfortable.
Ano po, sir?
I'm not
What do you
comfortable.
mean po?
Oo.
Yan po
Wag
yung
na, okay
nag-waive
lang.
ng
I'm
annual
good
fee
naman
natin.
actually. I'm good naman with my current
Hello?
Oo.
Yes, sir. Yun nga po, sir,
Ganito
i-waive
na
na po
lang,
natin
ganito
siya.
na lang.
Opo,
Okay
sige.
lang ba na bigyan mo ako ng number or like tatawag
Number.
na lang ako sa Citibank tapos ako na lang.
Okay.
Kasi I find it weird eh. Although usually hindi ako nagbibigay
Okay.
actually ng details. Kaso nagbigay ka naman ng card number and details ko. Pero I'm not sure lang. Yan, di ba?
No worries naman. Dito naman po lahat ng information nyo sa amin, sir. Yun nga po, we just need to validate.
But it's
By the way,
even here sa text eh. Back safely. Never share your user ID, password, PIN, or
kami po
one-time
yes, sir.
PIN.
Wala naman po tayong hinihingin password, tama?
Yeah, but it's still the transaction. And if you have my credit card, di ba, kung scammer ka,
Yes.
you can
Ano po?
use the credit card na.
No, sir. Naka-deactivate na nga po yung card as we speak. Yes,
Parang
sir. Yun
hindi
nga
ako,
po.
ano.
Naka 3D Protect kasi yung card natin. Every time na may mag-attempt ng card natin,
Okay
is
lang,
ma-email
siguro,
kayo, tatawagan namin.
if ever I'll request na lang, okay lang, wag na. Hindi ko na lang
Okay, sir.
ipapursue. Sige, thank you.
Hello?
Oo.
So, hindi na po natin itutuloy, sir. Sayang naman po ito, sir.
Okay lang, yeah, I can work naman with what I have.
Hello?
Hello, yeah.
Yes, hello.
Okay lang.
Okay.
Sige. Can I get your name pala ulit? What's your name?
Oh, sure.
Sabi mo?
Marco Kuwangko is my name po.
Marco Kuwangko. Tapos you're calling from a mobile number.
This is an extension line from the head office of Citibank
Okay.
here in
Sige,
Metro
sige.
Manila, ma'am. Alright?
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome po. Have a great day. Thank you.
So, what did you think? Grabe, kinalabutan ako after this call. Again, there's a lot to unpack here. So, I'll try to go about it one by one. Number one, take note, he mentioned that he is sharing the first verification code. So, this leads me to think na had I given him the first one-time password or the first OTP, magbibigay pa siya ng isa pa and then possibly another one. Kasi tatlo yung promise niya eh. Credit card, annual fee waiver, increase of limit, and also a new credit card. So, itatry niya yun probably. Number 2, grabe no, may pa-holding tone pa. Performance level talaga. Number 3 na napansin ko is, right before he sent the OTP request, ang dami niyang sinabi. So, he asked about my credit limit, he asked about my other card, and he also asked about Lazada. So I think, my theory is, he was trying to keep me preoccupied para if ma-receive ko yung SMS, medyo mindlessly ibibigay ko lang sa kanya. Yung Lazada, actually, he mentioned it eh. I think he was trying to desensitize me from the word Lazada. Kasi makikita ko yung word na Lazada sa OTP eh. So, siguro, that was his effort para hindi ko masyadong pansinin yon, and then ibigay ko lang sa kanya yung OTP. Also, side note, how malas is he na 2K na lang yung natitirang credit limit ko. But I think he still had hope since meron naman mga over-limit features. Personally though, pina-off ko na yung over-limit feature ko kasi ang mahal ng fee. So, sabi ko, okay, pag wala ka ng limit, then di ka na pwede mag-spend. Number 4, yung top-up request niya actually matched the annual fee of the credit card. So, hindi siya masyadong nagpaka-greedy doon. Parang minatch niya lang yun para, let's say, if someone asks him about it, masasabi niya lang nga yung mga sinabi niya, which is ito actually yung endorsement fee, blah, 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 hindi naman yan masa-charge sa'yo or i-refund yan sa'yo. Kasi I think if that's like a bigger amount, mas mahirap yun eh. Siyempre, mas triggering kumbaga yung bigger amount. Like if that was 20,000 pesos, you'd probably be taken aback then, okay, bakit may 20,000 dito? But, 5,000 is more familiar, especially with users of that card since yun talaga yung annual fee na regularly sinacharge nung bank. Number 5, take note. Never niya rin sinabi or never niya rin ni-refer yung code as OTP or one-time PIN. Ang lagi niyang sinasabi is 6-digit verification code. So, parang nire-rename niya talaga. Kasi OTP, again, I think is also a trigger word, diba? Alam mo, pag OTP, that's private. That's something that you shouldn't share. That's something that's private. So, again, may ganun silang effort na i-rename yung mga bagay para hindi masyadong obvious sa mga tao kung ano na pala yung mga binibigay nilang information. And number 6, grabe yung screen name niya, no? Marco Coangco. He actually mentioned that earlier in the call, but during that time, hindi ko pa nakiklik yung record. So, yun, nakalimutan ko din siya during the call. So, pinaulit ko sa kanya. And, di ba, parang shinare niya lang. Parang wala lang sa kanya. Kasi probably that's a fake name naman. Regarding the mobile number, I actually also noticed that in the beginning. Pero medyo hindi ko rin siya masyadong inisip. Kasi I know of some banks who really do use mobile numbers. I don't know, parang even BPI uses that. Usually, pag mga outsource yung agency nila, ganun yung numbers nila, mobile numbers talaga. But if you try calling that mobile number, hindi naman siya magre-ring. So, I don't know how that's set up. But, syempre, parang you have a certain degree of trust pag landline yung tumatawag sa'yo dun sa caller ID. So, my thoughts on this is, grabe no. So, I've mentioned that I actually work in the financial industry and I'm very aware of fraud schemes, of phishing schemes, but I've never experienced it firsthand before this. So, lagi na lang ako pag nakakita ako sa news, medyo iniisip ko, bakit naman itong mga taong to nagpapaloko sa mga scams? Parang ang imagination ko kasi ng mga scammers, medyo olats, 'di ba? Parang like mga pucho-pucho lang na I mean yung mga hindi sila ganoon kagaling. Pero this really blows my mind na ganun sila ka-sophisticated. Parang naisip ko nga, kung ganito kayo katalino, bakit di nyo na lang gamitin to sa tama, diba? So, mas madami pa kayo matutulungan. But, I guess that's the reality of life. And if you actually look into the reports of government institutions like BSP and SEC, syempre estimate lang to, pero ang laki actually ng scam industry sa Philippines. This is something that is very real and we have to be careful when we're doing our transactions kasi we all work hard for our money, diba? And it'll be a shame if mas-scam lang tayo and makukuha lang yun ng mga taong masasama. Ang naiisip ko lang dito is, imagine if they called someone na hindi masyadong tech-savvy or hindi masyadong well-versed sa fintech, diba? So, na-mention nga nung isang friend ko na shinare ko din to sa kanyang incident. Sabi niya, what if they call like senior people, diba? Yung medyo technologically challenged individuals na. So, kawawa naman kung maibigay nila yung mga information na yon. Yung isa namang kapatid nung friend ko din, sabi niya, you know what, if that was me, I'd probably have given the information na. Kasi usually, pag tumatawag din sila, kung may ginagawa kang ibang bagay, kung anong hingin sa'yo, bibigay mo lang eh. So, you really have to be very careful. Kahit matanda ka or bata ka, this can happen to everyone, especially if you're not alert. So, after I received the call, I immediately logged into my City app and then I locked both my cards, no? So, nilock ko siya. So, some banks offer this feature where you can lock your card, especially if medyo na-misplace mo siya, para lang you can look for it and then when you find it, then you can reactivate the card. Ideally, dapat tinawagan ko agad si Citibank but I didn't kasi medyo gabi na rin yun eh. Parang I felt like baka matagal na pag and medyo sabaw na nga yung utak ko. But really, the ideal case is you immediately call the bank kasi they have a dedicated hotline talaga for lost cards as well as fraud incidents. So, mali ko na naman yun. But, nag-decide kasi ako na i-share ko muna sa mga group chats ko. Kasi kinalabutan talaga ako and medyo parang sabi ko, ano nangyari sa akin? So, I called Citi the next day and told them about the incident. Now, pinablock na nila yung cards ko and then they told me that the new cards I should expect within 10 to 15 days. I actually told them na I got the recording of the call pero since kasi yung nakausap ko is just an associate and they're probably just following a script, diba, of scenarios, medyo in-ignore niya lang, parang hindi niya in-acknowledge yung sabi ko na na-record ko siya. I would have preferred if sinabi niya na, okay, can you please give us a copy so that we can investigate further. I also asked about how the caller was able to know my credit card details. Not just my credit card number, but also the card expiry date. And syempre, I think, fina-follow na naman nila yung script nila. They mentioned that they are very careful with security and information, so that probably was sourced from a third party. Now, you can also think or you can also say that baka pwedeng burara lang ako and nailalagay ko lang kung saan yung credit card ko and nakukuha yung information sa akin. And yes, pwede naman yun. I'm still a human being. Pero what I really know about myself is I'm very careful with these things. I know that it is very important to keep your personal information private. So, to me, medyo unlikely na nangyari yun. But let's say, given na na-picturean nga yung card ko kung saan man ako kumuha. Kasi this really happens eh. I'll also share with you, yung dad ko, di ba when you get gasoline, minsan, ibibigay mo lang yung card tapos idadala nila yun sa cashier. So, I think nangyari yun na one time na gas yung dad ko, binigay niya yung card and then after a few days, may pumasok sa kanyang OTP na request. So, and hindi naman siya nag-online shopping kasi hindi naman nag-online shopping yung dad ko. So, parang alam na namin na, okay, someone got a hold of his credit card information. Pero hindi naman nag-proceed yung transaction kasi hindi naman nakuha yung OTP. Ako, hindi naman ako nagda-drive. So, wala namang ganung opportunity na makuha yung card ko. But, let's say, nakuha nga yung credit card information ko na picturean. How did they know my mobile number? That's one, diba? And number two, they not only knew the credit card information of my main card, yung miles, they also knew the information of my rewards card. Yung rewards card ko, nasa isang kahon siya. And nandito lang siya sa bahay. Nakatago lang siya dito for 3 years na. Kasi I don't use my rewards card anymore. Why? Because the miles card has a better point system and they're just sharing the same limit. So, bakit ko pagagamitin yung medyo olats na rewards, diba? I'll just use the better one. So, yun, alam niya yung credit card information ko kahit dun sa rewards, which leads me to think na baka probably that's like a vendor probably of Citi na got hold of the information, which is very scary, diba, to think about. And I hope na they do something about it, they do some investigation. At this point, I haven't really contacted BSP yet or even the National Privacy Commission. Do you think I should? If you think I should, baka comment kayo down below so that mapag-isipan ko kung dapat kong i-report yung incident. Kasi I really don't know what they'll do. I hope na they do something about it though. And after that, I think I have a few tips na I can share with you din para you can avoid this thing from happening. So, general advice for credit card users is number 1, protect your data. Of course, never share your information. Never post a pic of your credit card. I think very general naman to. Alam naman to ng mga tao. Number 2, never share your CVC. Yung CVC actually alam ko talaga na you shouldn't share that. Pero magaling talaga na disarm ako nung caller. But yun, kahit tawagin siyang batch code, wag mong i-share yung CVC mo. Number 3 again, pinakalalo na, never share an OTP with anyone. So, an executive of the bank will never ask for your OTP. Ano yung instance na pwedeng kailanganin yung OTP when transacting with a bank executive? Pag i-verify mo yung sarili mo. But what do? I-hold nila yung line and automated siya. Ita-type mo yung OTP mo dun sa telephone or sa cellphone. They won't ask for it via the conversation. They have like a machine to receive the OTP. Number 4, if you feel like your account has been compromised, if may na-receive kang OTP request, kahit hindi ka naman nag-online shopping, your account probably has been compromised. Immediately call your bank. Most banks will have the direct hotline to frauds and lost accounts. So, kung nagmamadali ka, tawagan mo na sila agad. Huwag mo na yung gawin yung ginawa ko na naghintay pa ako the next day. So, those are the things that I can think of. If you have other advice, please comment them down below so that everyone can learn from this. Kasi, yun, medyo we need to educate ourselves so that we don't fall victims to these schemes. I hope you learned something about this incident, no? And please share it with your friends who are not very tech savvy. Share it with your titos and titas. Share it with your parents. Share it with your grandparents, diba? Kasi I know a lot of grandparents are doing 11/11s, they're doing shopping. So, diba, very sad kung ma-victimize din sila nito mga masasamang loob na ito. And that's it. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, I'm very new to YouTube and I've been told na those things helps, especially the algorithm daw. So, I don't know what that is. I'll try to keep that schedule. Yun lang. See you on the next one.